I'm Mary Haugen. Welcome to my studio. In designing my studio, there were three things I wanted to accomplish. I wanted to create an efficient workflow, I wanted to maximize my storage, and I wanted to add things that would spark my creativity. So come on and let's take a tour. Let's start right here at my main workstation. This is where I do the majority of my creating. In designing this room, we had the desk custom built, and I had it built to a counter height, so I have the option to sit or stand while I'm creating. And here, my main station, I have my glass mat, and then I have the tools out that I use every time I create. I want them easily accessible. I don't want to go hunting in drawers or cabinets for them. So I put them right here in front of me. So I've got my tool caddy with my most used tools, scissors, bone folders, die pick tools, and some adhesives, easily ready to grab when I need them. Moving over, I've got my rolls of foam adhesive and my cleaning supplies for cleaning my stamps, and my MISTIs, my score tool, and most used black ink pads, everything right there, easily accessible. When I was designing things, I wanted to maximize the use of my work surface and not clutter it up with tools if I can help it. So I talked to Brett, and he helped design one of my favorite features of this room, and that was my drawer for my blending brushes. They took up a lot of space on my work surface, and I wanted to clear that up, and so we were able to put them in a drawer out of sight but easily accessible from my workstation. I can just reach over and grab what I need. 2 sets of blending brushes, one for dye ink, one for oxides, and I've got my large, my bitty, my detail, and my micro detail brushes for each. In this drawer, I keep a lot of my pre-cut card bases and card panels, your basics, white, craft, and vanilla, easily accessible when I need them in a pinch. And then I've got an acrylic crate with storage pockets full of sheets of more foam adhesive. I've got sheets of embellishments, all kinds of fun there. Some pockets with already die cut pieces ready to grab, my masking paper, easily accessible again as I'm creating. So let's move down a little bit on the work surface now. I was able to maximize my use of space here, keeping my Copics right in front of me and my Olos, some of my sprays. I've got a marker nook here with some jars of embellishments. And then I've got some fun decor items, souvenirs from travels or gifts from friends, things that just spark joy whenever I see them. And in this area, I've got my Corinne markers here, my watercolor markers. And then I'm keeping my heat tool here, and I've kind of created this as my heat embossing station. I try to keep it open. Not always good at that, but I do have space to move stuff out of the way quickly if I need. And I keep my embossing powders and glitter right in this drawer. And try to keep all of that done right in this area. Then I've got a lot of drawer space here to keep everything from watercolor supplies, liquid watercolor, more watercolor supplies, and extra tools and things like that in those drawers. And over here, we designed these drawers to fit stamp and storage pockets. That's how I store most of my stamps. And so I can fit them here in this drawer. This drawer is background stamps and stencils and stamp stencil combos all together. And more stamp storage down here. This is my sentiments drawer. So I've got a sentiment for just about every occasion, I think. And room to grow into that drawer down there. And on the end, I've got some shelving that I can store to keep new product I haven't put away yet. An extra die cutting machine, and on the bottom I have my Craft and Go and a few other totes for when I travel and craft, and it's easy for me to get out and load and be ready to go. We'll come around the room to my Kallax. In my old studio, my Kallax was mostly my paper storage. I didn't have any other options. That's where the paper had to go. Coming over here, I was able to move all of my paper into the closet, and that opened up this entire Kallax for other storage. So I was able to move my ink pad storage off my desktop and into the carousels, and I just love this row of color up here. Just so easy to find the colors I'm looking for, and so easy to clean up and put them away when I'm finished. The next row down, I have some card display holders for cards I've already made, and then a couple of ribbon holders. And then I have a row of my simple storage boxes for my simple strips on either end. And this is a paper holder that stores my sheets of foil, my large storage containers, and then these are all my 8.5 by 11 stencils. Easy to find and grab when I need them. And then I have 2 rows of drawer cabinets, which are just waiting to be filled with all kinds of crafty goodness, because they're not all full already. I've got my envelopes in one like this. All my A2 envelopes fit nicely in there. This is all my colored envelopes. White envelopes in another drawer, and mini, slim, and other sizes down here. And then like I said, I've got some empty drawers and some that hold foil panels ready to use and grab when I need them. And on the bottom triple drawer across is where I keep all my ink refills, and they coordinate to the brand of ink that's in the carousel at the top of the Kallax. And other drawers storing things like buttons, sequins, and fun bits for shaker cards. All right, let's come on over here to my die cutting station. So now this cabinet I had in my old craft room, and I was able to bring it over here and use it, and it is the reason I decided to go my main desk at a counter height. I discovered I really liked being able to have the option to stand and work. So here on top, I've got my Scan and Cut, my Mini Mink, my switch, all ready to go and use when I need them. And then I've got drawers. This is all my dies stored in here. Easy to find what I'm needing, and I can have space right here to lay things out and set them up for die cutting. And then I have drawers for more stamp storage, embossing folders, over here I've got this little cubby hole, which is great to store my guillotine cutters. And then more drawers for storage for items that I don't use on a daily basis, like my gel press supplies and extra tools and cardstock, keeping it out of the way. Now let's go check out the closet. This was a fun room to design and make my wall of paper that I've always wanted. The nice thing about having it in here is it's going to protect the paper from the natural sunlight and save the color fastness of the cardstock. Room for 12 by 12 paper, and on the bottom, overstock paper in the file folders. That works well. And then we come around to the built-in cabinet that Brett designed mainly around this drawer cabinet, which was part of my old desk that we were able to cut apart and repurpose. and then a space for my big paper cutter. And then Brett was able to design the cabinets and the shelving around that. And I think it worked out great. Lots of shelves to store all the stuff I don't need right at my fingertips. And then over here, we have the BCO cabinet with lots of fun things. Again, stuff I don't need right away, but easy to get to when I do, like my washi tape and my felt. Drawers of felt when I need that, and other things that aren't so fun to look at, like my clear envelopes and bubble wrap, and those things store great in here. My punches up on top. I don't use them as frequently anymore, so they're still there, but easy to get to when I do need them. And then we come around the closet to my wall of pins, my collection. All kinds of fun stuff just to remind myself of memories and things that I enjoy. Well, let's head back into the main room. Thanks for joining me for a quick tour of my craft studio. I hope you found something fun that can inspire you to unleash your creativity.